All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up XNormal. I'm gonna select my high definition map. So I'm just gonna remove the one that's already in here, and I am going to add a mesh, and it's gonna be my high poly one, okay? And I'm gonna bake a texture. So I'm gonna base texture to bake. So I should have, I guess it's Rhea. Is that what it is? Yep. So that's the one I painted inside of Sculptress before. Now I'm gonna go my low definition, and I'm gonna remove this one. Where are you? Remove mesh, and I'm gonna go ahead and add a mesh, and I'm gonna add my low poly mesh. Okay. I'm gonna go to baking options, and I'm gonna do a normal map, a ambient occlusion, and a base texture. Make sure I'm doing 1024 by 1024. I like to do 4 times anti-aliasing, and that's good. So now I'm just gonna hit generate maps. It's going to go through, and okay. So it says this OBJ import only supports triangle quad faces. So here's the thing. When I made it inside of Sculptress, it only works with tries. So I know it's not the Sculptress, it's my lower poly one. So I'm going to have to open up Maya again, and I'm going to pause it while I open it up. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and open up my Rhea scene here. I'm going to select it, hold Shift I, and I don't know where there's an Ngon, but clearly there is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Mesh, Clean Up, and I'm going to clean up matching polygons, which generally means it's either going to tessellate or it's going to delete the polygons. And I'm going to go ahead and do faces with more than 4 sides, and I'm also going to go ahead and remove the lamina faces and non-manifold and hit Clean Up. And it did that, which is an oddity, but hopefully it fixed whatever it was. I'm going to take this and we're going to do assign existing material, Lambert, and that should be good. So it should have everything now, should be fine. So I'm just going to save this. I'm going to do file, and I'm going to export selection, and I'm going to export it as my low poly, and export selection. Yep. And I'm going to go back into the what do you call it here? The XNormal. And I'm just gonna just to make sure, I'm gonna remove the mesh and put the mesh back in. So Rhea low poly open, and the settings should all be the same. Yep, and I'll hit generate maps, and now it will function. Okay, so the cleanup basically fixed that for us. So you see here is making our normal map out of our Sculptress to the lower poly one, to our retopologized model. And I'm just going to pause it while it does the rest of the maps. All right, so it has completed the map, so I'm just going to close that out and hit the little X here. I'm going to go to my, where are you? My Maya project, and I'm basically going to go to the source images, and I'm going to drop them in here. So, not the kid, oh, crap, it named him, I forgot to change the name. Oops, that's not what I needed. So I got to change the name here. So it's going to be Rhea occlusion and Rhea base texture, and this one's going to be Rhea normals. Okay, so I'm going to take that, drop that in there, and these two, and also drop them in there. All right, so they're in my source images folder of my project folder. And now I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to assign a new material. Just right click, drag down to new material, and I'm going to go to edit, delete all by type history, go to blend here, and on color I'm going to go to file, and we are going to go ahead and load the base texture. Open. I'm going to hit 6 so I can see it. There it is, looking fantabulous. Now I'm going to back this up and go to bump mapping, and I'm going to go file, and I'm going to switch it to tangent space and choose my file and Rhea normals. Okay, and it looks a little bit weird, so we're going to go to show, we're going to go render and try the default high quality. Typically it looks a little bit better. I got to make sure also, I wonder if maybe it's got to be negative. Doesn't seem to make any difference. Yeah, whatever, leave that at 1. Back this thing up. I gotta right click and break the connection of the transparency so it's not weird. There we go. So I'm just gonna take this, take my specular color all the way off, and That helps a little bit. All right, so now I got my RIA, and that looks pretty okay. So that's kind of the simplest way to do this. All you're going to do is you're going to take this if you want to put it into your thing already to start making your game. We are going to have to put joints and stuff in it to animate it, but for what it is right now, it's fine. So just take it, file, export selection, and you're going to want to export it out as an FBX. And I'm just going to make sure that I export it into, where are you? Maya, and we'll just go scenes, and I'm going to call it Aria. And just make sure that you go underneath file specific options, scroll all the way down till you get to the embed media option, and make sure that's checked on, because what that's going to do is it's going to go ahead and the artwork, the graphics will also be part of that. And you can hit export selection, and it's going to export it like that. And then when you go into Unity, you can just drop it into the assets folder, and you will have your revenge. See pre-filter. See, pre-filter doesn't help. Put that off. Yeah, see, I'm getting a little bit of a weird seams there. That's one of the problems with doing these things. Anyway, so there you go. So I'm just going to save this real quick, and that's the basics of, making your enemy. All right.